Well, hello, Jacinta. I'm saying that right. Yes, I'm saying that right, Jacinta.
Right. Hello.
Welcome. Welcome to Unabashed You. What a pleasure it is to have you with us today.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm just so thrilled to be here and excited to
Oh,
have a girly chat with you.
yes, I love it. And of course, we can tell immediately by your accent that you are from Australia, which is it's for those of us in America, I could speak for US people. We just love your accents. We just think they sound wonderful, so much fun.
Oh, thank you. A big good day to everybody.
Yes, yes. Okay, is there anything you want listeners to know about you to start?
Let's see. Listeners, what could you know about me? You can't put me in a box, but I color between the lines.
Ooh, I like it.
Thank
Okay, yes. Okay. Wow. It sounds like you're really good at, coming up with those things that are very thought-provoking that you can take like surface, but then you can go really deep with what you're saying. Ooh, very nice.
Look, I
Okay,
can go,
what three? Go
I,
ahead. I'm sorry.
sorry, I can go really deep, but I can be so frivolous.
Oh, love that. Love that. That's even better. What three words would you use to describe yourself?
Loyal,
Mm-hmm. Three words. So loyal.
loyal, visionary, and conundrum.
Ooh, so visionary. Okay. Okay. We would say visionary, but visionary. Got it. And conundrum. Is that because that you are, well, no, I'll have you explain it and I'll tell you what I thought when you said that. Okay. So tell me, why conundrum?
Don't tell me what you thought.
Well, I thought, I sometimes think of myself as a dichotomy. Like I can be really shy, but then I can be really outgoing. I can be really, I mean, like the two opposites of the spectrum. And so maybe for you, that's a conundrum. Like, I'm both those things. I'm both those things. So tell me, what do you mean by that?
You nailed it.
Oh, that's so funny. And as soon as you said that, I thought, oh, I can so relate to what she's saying. So relate.
I
Oh
recently
my gosh.
and tell me that trying to work you out. She said, you, it's just a conundrum. I'm owning that word. That's my word.
I like it. I like it. And I like that you're owning it. And I like that you accept that you are, two ends of a spectrum and probably lots of shades of gray in between. All right, two truths and a lie. Have you played this before? You say three things about yourself. Two of the things are true, one is not, and I see if I can tell which one is the lie.
I so overthought this question. Listening to your podcast as an avid listener, I always play this game and
Good.
I generally get it wrong. And I completely overthought this, knowing that you would ask it. So let's see. Number one, I swim in the ocean most days of the year, including the depths of winter.
Okay, so you swim in the ocean year round is what you're saying, including winter when obviously it's colder than it is in the summer. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
very cold. It can get cold. Um, I love cooking. The aroma,
Mm.
the fresh ingredients, just the creation of something from scratch. And third, I recently started growing my own food source as a first time gardener.
Mm. Ooh, okay. Uh, Gosh, these are really interesting. Okay, two are very much obviously around food. And I like how animated you got on number two when you were talking about the aroma and the fresh ingredients and creating from scratch. And okay, so then growing your own food and food source. those kind of go together. And so I'm going to set both those aside. Swim in the ocean year round. Okay, I'm just gonna, this is tricky,
Good.
including including winter. Um, okay, I'm gonna say that swimming in the ocean year round is the lie because it's so darn cold in the winter. Why would you want to go in? So how'd I do?
Wrong.
Okay, I'm gonna guess again.
Okay.
I think it's number two. I don't think you love cooking.
I hate cooking. I rather clean a boys' toilet in a boys' dorm on a Sunday morning after a big party Saturday night than cook in the kitchen. I hate it.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what threw me? Because as you were talking about number two and the aroma of the fresh ingredients, I was already kind of leaning in that direction because it was so fun how into it you were. And I thought that would be fun to get really into when you don't really like. Okay. But then you threw in growing food and your food source. So that threw me for a loop. It was like, if she doesn't love cooking, why is she growing her own food? So tell me about that.
I think that after the last few years, I've looked at life very differently to what I did before. And like I said
Mhm.
before, I can be very frivolous and very deep. And so that sent me into the very deep. And I just think it's so important. And I'm very excited to announce that I have my first banana crop growing on my tree. And I can't believe I've grown something.
Wow. So when you say banana, are you saying kind of like US people would say banana, like the yellow banana, or is this a different kind of banana?
The yellow banana, the one that monkeys eat.
Banana. Okay, the one that monkeys eat. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you're growing this food. You've got you're getting bananas now. Now, are you going to cook or are you going to give it out or what are you going to do with this food you're growing?
The things that I'm growing are the things that I do eat
Okay.
and that I do prepare. And I eat mostly fresh. And if I am going to cook, I will batch cook so that I do it one day and don't have to do it again for weeks and just freeze everything.
Okay, so you will cook, you just don't love it. You will cook because we need food to live. You eat fresh and clean, and you've learned to at least batch it because you're going to all this effort anyway. Why not, go to the effort and then, get a bunch of meals out of it?
Just get it over with.
Very good. I like this. I like this thinking. You're taking something you're not really crazy about and but you're making it work for you. And then you're growing food, which will help in this endeavor. Okay. I'm starting to get it here.
The tricky part for me is remembering to take it out of the freezer.
Okay. So okay, well, will you take it out like even 24 hours before? Because sometimes, like maybe tomorrow night I'll want to have that. So you take it out of the freezer and stick it in the fridge going, I've got a couple days now. It's got a thaw. I can have it whenever.
I try to take it out the day before and put it straight into the fridge.
Good.
Sometimes
Very good.
I forget.
Yes. Yes, there is that. There is that. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so fun. All right. One of your favorite movies of all time.
Okay, I am going to go with the Sex and the City 2 movie.
Okay. All right. Tell me why two?
The scene where Charlotte is drunk and she's upset and crying about how hard motherhood is and parenting is, and how she doesn't understand women who don't have help can possibly do it. That's sung to everybody. I was in a cinema with, it was opening night with hundreds of women and we're all screaming. So Samantha and her menopause journey is so much more real than the current series. Like the current series, they're midlife women, but they're only touching on bits. Whereas in that movie, everything from her flushes to her lack of libido to her dryness to her menorrhage when she couldn't have her yams, um, that. And of course, the frivolous part of me, the fabulous glamour and fashion of it.
Yeah, the clothes are always fun. Okay, so the Sex and the City 2, because of the scene that you could relate to as Charlotte is talking about how hard motherhood is, how can people, do it when they don't even have help? And then Samantha and her menopause journey. Okay, I do think I saw this one in the theaters, but gosh, it was so long ago, I just hardly remember it at all.
It was,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it was a while back. And I do yeah, the fashion is always fun, even if you think, gosh, I would never wear that. It's still fun to look at.
I look at it and I go, I'd wear that. I don't have anywhere to wear that. Who do I think I am? But I really want that. There's the conundrum.
There's the conundrum again. I see it. I see it completely. All right. Now, a person that inspires you.
So I need to go with two again on this. So
Sure, no problem.
every woman from generations before us, I when you look at, we've got it so easy. And when you look at how resilient they were, how tough how dedicated they were hardworking, you know, let's give birth and back out in the field or back out in the or whatever. And it's in our DNA. And they inspire me when you're like, oh, it's all too hard. Yeah, hold on, girl. Think about the women who came before you. But then I also look at generations after me and I'm wondering, is the DNA flow run out?
Mm.
Because they've got no resilience, so many.
Do you feel like maybe our generation or the next one, do you feel like we're losing some of that ability to really persevere and really get through and do hard things?
Yes, I really do. And the ability to try again and try again and try again. I feel
Mm,
it's very much, I can't do it. It's stupid. It doesn't work.
mm,
Or, well, I want it now. But
yeah,
no. So that I'm not saying there's not hardships, and there's definitely things that are much harder for the generations after us,
mm-hmm.
like the effects of social media and all of that kind of thing. But yet we also had magazines and movies and television shows. So we still had those pressures, but just in a different format.
I agree. So I think they have it hard now in a way that we don't really the full breadth we can't understand because we did not grow up with that. And yes, we had magazines and movies and we compared ourselves to people, but I think it's even intensified now. So I do think it's hard, but just in a different way. But I do think there's something to what you're saying for sure. And what we're chatting about is I think of my grandmother and how hard she worked, from, like the farm people, from the, sun came up, you were working and you worked until the sun went down. And I think of that, and I think, oh my gosh, that sounds like a lot.
Absolutely. And that was my second one, my late grandmother. When I
Oh,
think so much about it then, but now that I'm older, I find so much inspiration in her journey. And
mhm.
that she also couldn't be put in a box, but coloured within the lines. And I was birthday. So, but yeah, to look back on her journey And I see similarities, and I realize, though, that times have changed and she had it harder.
Mm,
So that inspires me.
yes, I'm with you on that one for sure. All right. What about a piece of wisdom you keep handy?
Okay. An oldie but a goodie that I used to have a magnet on my fridge. Good clothes open more doors. Times have changed. So there's the frivolous part. Now we go in the deep part. Protect your finances so that you can love with everything you have.
Explain that to me.
So many of us have gone through divorce, splits, what have you, or so many young ones make a great financial base for themselves. And then they find somebody, and in the back of their head, it's hold on, what if they, what if?
Ah,
So if you go in, have the conversation straight up, protect your finances, and then you can just get on with the business of love. It,
mm,
it's sorted, it's done, go away. And yes, things might change. So for younger women or men, there might become children, that kind of thing. But you've already had the really hard conversation, so it's not so hard to have it again when those
mm.
things change.
This is so interesting because both of these, Jacinta, are very unique. I'll say, but back to, your the frivolous and the deep. The good cause opening more doors. And again, I think in our society, there is something to that, and on the one hand, I hate to admit it, but on the other hand, it's reality. So wouldn't you, and what's the expression, dress for the job you want to have? I mean, there's, that kind of a mindset that goes there. And then the protecting your finances so that you can love with everything you have. That is really just so interesting. Yeah, thank you for both of those. They're like super good food for thought, both of them. Really, they are.
The other thing with
Yeah.
the good clothes open more doors, it's also showing yourself some respect that I
Mm,
deserve to take care of my appearance for me. I deserve to go through this door, and it's showing up for yourself.
I like it. Like it. Very good. Very good. All right, it's time for a deep dive, and we're in a series now called Superpower. So I think of summertime, and of course it's winter for you, but it's summer for us. And this is the time of the year when they start unleashing all these superhero movies, superhero. For the last however many years, this is what we have for summer fare in terms of movies. Now, I don't know. I am assuming the same is going to be true for this summer. Regardless, I wanted to do a superpower series because I think that we all have that one thing, probably, or maybe more, that we think of as a superpower. And it's a strength that we have, something we excel in. And other people know it, and we know it about ourselves too. So let's have some fun.
Okay.
Let's start with your favorite. We're just going to be kind of frivolous here at first, and then we're going to go a little deeper. Your favorite superhero, and you might not even have one, and this is just, why not?
Look, my first reaction was to say Wonder Woman because, she's got private. But then I moved past it, and it was an American TV series, so I'm assuming you guys had it. We had, growing up in the 70s and maybe the early 80s, was a television show called Isis. And
Oh.
the part of the theme was Almighty Isis. And I realized that Isis is my superhero. She's an Egyptian
Wow.
goddess of life, a powerful sorceress and healer, a wife and a mother. She was considered a complex and contradictory goddess, and so she embodies all women.
Ah,
In
I
the
like that. And it's going to make, I'm going to want to do some research now. Can you tell me how to spell that? How am I
IS,
spelling? IS?
IS.
That's what I thought. That's what I wrote, but I thought, I should probably ask just to make sure. I
Although,
don't remember that TV show. I don't remember that TV show, but I am going to do some research. So thank you for that.
although she's not a traditional superhero, the TV series had her as a superhero kind of role.
Wonderful.
I'm going with that. I'm going with
Yes, I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Okay, so um if you were a superhero, let's say you're ISIS, what would your what superpower would you want to have before we get into your actual superpower?
my superpower would be mind control.
Okay. And what would you do with mind control?
I'd use my mind control to alter the current path that we're on.
Amen, sister.
Strip people of their individualism and of their freedoms just for the purpose of greed and control. And
Mm,
I would use my superpower of mind control to change that,
excellent, excellent.
put
That's
a
a cool.
true greater good first.
Excellent. That's so good. Okay, now we're going to get a little bit deeper. Okay, so we're not a superhero anymore. We're ourselves, the our amazing, wonderful women that we are. Okay, what is Jacinta's superpower?
My superpower is seeing potential.
Tell me about that.
People, businesses, products, places. Um, I can't help myself. I see,
Mm.
I see the potential.
How have you been able to, leverage that and lean into that in your life?
I guess
Is
when,
that what you do career wise?
in a way, when I look back at my career, I always went, oh, it's all about marketing or it's all about image. But now that I'm a bit older and I look back at it, everything was about potential,
Mhm.
what it could be, how it could be, what someone could be, how they could be, the brainstorming around it. It's just so, yeah. And I use it in everyday life, whether it's in business or personally. It's pointing out to somebody, especially when they're not seeing the good or the greatness in themselves, and being able to say, hold on, but you've got this and you've got that talent, or you do this, and the
Mm.
potential of that, the potential for you, that is my jam.
That I'm already so excited that this is the series that we're in because I think it's going to be really empowering and impactful to, the listeners and then also the guests that we have on. And I just feel so jazzed and excited over what you're talking about. Did you already know this was your superpower?
No, like I thought it was different things, but now I see that, and maybe it's back to that word in the three words of visionary. The potential, seeing that potential is also visionary. So
Yes.
we all do it because, when we daydream or we see something and imagine what it could become, we're seeing the potential, but
Yes.
I can't help myself.
Oh, I love that you can't help yourself.
That's why it's my superpower, Superman
Yes.
ray vision. So
Oh my gosh, that's so good. So good. Okay, let's see if what else we might have on this. Okay. You're telling us how, you know what it is, you know how you use it. And how do you think other people can kind of identify their superpower? Any advice on that?
Yeah, ask yourself what excites you. What can you not help but do?
Mm,
What do friends and family or co-workers come to you to ask your opinion or your guidance for?
hmm so
Where
good.
two things are your big clues.
Right, exactly. Kind of you're within yourself and then your immediate sort of circle. What do they see?
Yeah,
Yeah, that is really good advice. And I'm hoping that, being able to identify what it is, I'm hoping will give it sort of more energy and more power, if that makes any sense. And people will find that inspiring, like, well, wait a minute, what's my superpower? And I think there are a lot of people out there would say, wait a minute, I don't have a superpower. I don't have that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You do.
are you someone who always wants to correct somebody's spelling? Maybe you're an editor. You're a great editor. We don't know. There's a saying, and I think I got it from Robin Sharma, with greater awareness comes better decisions, something like that.
Oh, that's
So when you
good.
improve your superpower, you can start to make decisions around your superpower.
Yes. This is so good. Okay, is there
Bring
anything, Jacinta, you feel like we didn't get to? Is there anything you're like, I got that one more thing I want to say?
be you, people.
Yes, yes,
Don't
yes.
until you're older and you decide that you're sick of being somebody else.
Yes, yes, that's such good advice. Don't wait till you're older.
You
Yes,
say it, be it, because if they don't like you, they're not your people. Who cares?
right. Yes. Gosh, that's so true. Yeah, they're not your people. If they don't get you, then they're not your people. Get in with your people. Absolutely. Jacinta, I want to share with the listeners that you are a listener, which was so exciting when you and I were emailing each other and you said I am a listener. I was like, gosh, that's just so awesome. That's so great. I love it. Love it. And here you are. I don't know, halfway or more around the world. You're already in your tomorrow. I'm still in my today. We've
So
got
yeah,
all this, yeah, we've got all this time difference between us. And yet, how cool is it that through technology, we can kind of, however that works, we can have this in real life conversation where you've shared a part of who you are with us. And I just really appreciate who you are and your bravery and your ability to be loyal, to be a visionary, and then to have those two sides, the frivolous, the deep. So the conundrum, the dichotomy. I love it.
thank you so much. And thank you so much for the honor of having me.
Oh, what a pleasure it's been. Thank you.